Hey there, and thank you for joining me on another weekly lesson. And this week we are going to talk about manifesting. Now, I admit that is a loaded word, and I'm sure a lot of us have preconceived notions and biases around what that means and if we do that and should we do that, because it can have a lot of layers of judgment. So right out of the gate, let's talk about what it means to manifest, and then we're going to dive in, okay? So manifest by definition is the ability to bring something tangible to your life. Now, where some people get this wrong is that they think that manifestation is just this attraction, right? Like it's the law of attraction. If I think it, it will happen. Or I am just such a powerful being that if I just close my eyes and will it to happen, that it will just happen. And that could not be further from the truth, okay? Manifestation actually has a lot to do with full integration of mind, body, and spirit, right? I talk a lot about this in my book, that dreaming, which is truly the art of manifesting, is the ability to have such great and intense focus with deep absorption of thought that you're actually able to bring about anything with the possibilities of those around you. Now, in that, you already see that we're connecting and integrating a lot of the pieces. Mind, body, spirit, right? That it's the ability to go so darn deep within yourself that you then take the next step, which is to bring it about in the world around you for the benefit of others. This is what it means to manifest. And the reason that it's so important for us to talk about this week is because if you've joined me over the course of these last couple of weeks, I've been doing this series that I never really intended to do, but one series opens up another can of worm, which opens up another can of worm, which has opened up another can of worm, and I keep getting feedback from dreamers that are asking questions that has me going down this bunny trail, okay? So originally, a couple of weeks ago, I did a lesson all around fear and the reality of fear and the lesson in fear and what fear is designed to get us to do, and that opened up a whole episode on talking about faith and how we have to take faith through the fear, despite what we see around us, right? Not to make the fear go away, but to be more relentless and resolved and convicted in faith, despite the fear that we see, right? Then I had another dreamer reach out and go, yeah, I get the whole concept of faith and I want to be living and walking by faith, but how the heck am I supposed to get clear when I'm not clear? How am I supposed to chase my dreams when I don't know what my dreams are? How am I supposed to be heaven on earth when I have no idea what that means? Which is why last week we talked so much about meditating. And for most people, we had meditation all confused and upside down and flip-flop because we believed that we don't know how to meditate. We believe we don't have time to meditate. We believe that meditation isn't of God. Like we have all of, again, these biases around what it is. And all meditation is the ability to focus one's mind and attention on something for a long, extended period of time. So what we did is we shined the light on the fact that if you're a worrier or you doubt or fear or have anxiety or stress and you're focused on that long enough, you know how to meditate. You just need to change the subject matter, right? And so what we find when you actually spend the time to meditate, and if you have not taken time to go watch last week's episode, go do that now, push pause, we're just a couple minutes in, and come back and watch this. Because when you go to meditate, you are going to start to find answers. The goal is not to find just to find the answers. It's about becoming the best version of you. It's about opening yourself. It's about positioning your heart and your mind so you can hear and see what's been there all along. But then the next piece is the deep-seated revelation and the awarenesses and the dreams and the visions that start coming to you are now going to be part of your responsibility to bring about in the world around you. It's going to be your responsibility to manifest whatever it is that you have on the inside of you. That's why we're talking about manifestation today, because after that whole concept, I had someone reach out to me and say, okay, I hear you, and I am now trying to meditate more, and I'm putting my attention and focus on my dreams and my visions and all the things that I want most, but gosh darn it, those old thought patterns and those habits and those belief systems and the negative biases and all of that is so loud. It's so damn distracting, she said. How in the world am I supposed to reroute my focus? That's why we're talking about this today. Because you have to pay attention to a whole new world now, my friend, right? Like if this lesson wasn't titled A Lesson in Meditating, it would actually be a lesson in paying attention. So we're going to talk about paying attention today, okay? Now, one of my favorite fables around this is about this old Cherokee grandpa, right? And this grandpa is talking to his grandson, and he's trying to share with him this metaphor about good versus evil, right versus wrong, okay? And he says to his grandson, look, there are these two wolves within all of us. We have one wolf that is evil, and it's fearful, and it's full of doubt and worry and pride and ego and judgment and critical nature, okay? And then we have this other wolf that is good, and it is pure, and it is true, and it is full of faith and humility and kindness and gentleness, okay? And the grandson's sitting there listening to this grandpa's story, and he finally looks up and he says, okay, grandpa, but tell me, which wolf wins? And the grandpa simply smiles and looks back, and he says, whichever one we feed. Here's what you have to understand. When you decide to stop looking at the world around you and start tuning into the world within you, when you start to realize that there's gotta be something more, when you start to open up a couple cans of worms and you need to scratch the itch, and you start to realize that there is more to life than meets the eye, you are going to have to start to pay attention and feed the wolf that you want to bring to the world, right? I write in my book, Dream I Dare You, I say, whatever gets your attention gets your life. Nothing could be truer, right? Whatever gets your attention is going to get your life, which means whatever you choose to focus on, whatever you pay attention to more is going to have your life. So if you continue to pay attention to the fear and to the worry and to the doubt and to all the things, if you keep paying attention to the news and social media and all of the problems going on around you, it is going to be loud, really, really loud. And most people go, well, Julia, I'm just trying to stay up to date, right? Like I'm just trying to stay plugged in. Yeah, but if it is stimulating fear and worry and doubt, and you are no longer able to think of clear mind and heart and spirit, it's doing you no good. You're not just staying up to date, you're falling prey to fear and worry and doubt. And we do not need, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times, we don't need more fearful people. What we need is for you to be able to tune in and to pay attention to something that is greater than the things going on in the world around you. We need you paying attention to things going on in the world within you, because this is where we want to manifest. This is where we want to be putting our attention and our focus, because whatever has our attention, wherever we put our focus, is ultimately going to have our lives, right? One of my favorite verses is in Proverbs, and it's so interesting. Proverbs is such a meaty read, and here's one of the things that it says. It's an introduction at the beginning of the Passion Translation, but it says that Proverbs is a deep well of wisdom to reign in life and succeed in your destiny. The wisdom that God has designed for us to receive will cause us to excel, to rise up, and to be rulers on this earth for his glory. The kingdom of God is brought into the earth as we implement the godly wisdom of Proverbs. This is why I'm reading this book over and over and over again right now, is because if I can't communicate more in my book that it's our job and our responsibility to bring heaven to earth, that we aren't supposed to look like the world, that we are supposed to actually shine and make it brighter and make it saltier and make it better. I've said it once, I've said it a million times, but here it says that the kingdom of God is brought into this earth as we implement the godly wisdom of Proverbs, which is why we're going to implement what it says today. This is how we are actually going to manifest for the glory of God. If you go to chapter 4, verse 20, here's what it says. Listen carefully, my dear child, to everything that I teach you, and pay attention to all that I have to say. Fill your thoughts with my words until they penetrate deep into your spirit. Then, as you unwrap my words, they will impart true life and radiant health into the very core of your being. So above all else, guard the affections of your heart, for they affect all that you are. Pay attention to the welfare of your innermost being, for from there flows the wellspring of life. Pay attention to the welfare of your innermost being. In verse 25, it says, set your gaze on the path before you with fixed purpose, looking straight ahead, ignoring life's distractions. Here's the formula. Set your gaze on the path before you with fixed purpose. How we manifest this, the things that are on the inside of you, those times when you spend your attention, your energy, your focus on going to this place of deep meditation and stillness before God, connecting with yourself, aligning with the things that you are on this planet to be doing, it's going to then give you the ability to pay so much attention there that then you can start to pay attention on where you're going, to set your gaze on the path before you, not behind you, not around you, before you. A fixed purpose, to completely ignore life's distractions. Why? Because whatever gets your attention gets your life. Well, what gets your attention, you ask? Whatever is loudest. So that friend who came to me and said, yeah, but you have to tell me, like, that is loud, the doubt is loud, the worry is loud, the fear is loud, it's all so loud around me, and it is just so damn hard to focus on anything different. She said, here's what you have to pay attention to. You have got to double down on where you're going. You have got to double down on the dreams that you want, on the things that God's given you, on the promises that you have for your life, on the world that's yet to be created. You have a responsibility to fulfill, and that starts with you simply doubling down and paying attention to the world that's going on within you. The God that is speaking to you, He will speak to you. Those dreams that you have, every single one of them has been put in you for a reason. And until you start focusing there and putting attention there and meditating on it day and night, doubling down on it as though your life depends on it, because guess what? It does. Your future is dependent upon where you put your attention today. Your reality is a byproduct of where you put your attention yesterday. This is key, you guys. In order to go where you've never gone, you have to start putting your attention and your focus there. And even though the doubt or the worry or the fear or all the things are going to be louder at first, it's only because you've been focused there for a really long time. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself a little bit of mercy. Give yourself some time to develop a new rhythm, a new routine, but here's what you got to do. You have to double down on this. You have to start quieting your mind, quieting your spirit, getting in alignment, and start to pay attention. Above all else, start to pay attention and guard your heart based upon where you're wanting to go. Write down those dreams, write down the visions, write down the truth, and meditate on it day and night, day and night, day and night, until it becomes louder than everything else in the world. It becomes louder. When you start to dream real, you will automatically live big. And when you start to live big, you can start to be bold. And when you get bold, then you will be loud for the world around you to hear. This isn't just about you and putting your attention somewhere else. This is about a world that is waiting for you, me, us, to be running a race set on truth. To be running a race based upon where we're going, not where we are or where we've been. The news takes inventory of where we are, and quite honestly, it's all negative and it's designed to scare us, right? There's already too many outlets right now that are checking in and telling us how to stay up to date with the current affairs, okay? But if you're like me and you're wanting to be a part of the 1% of dreamers who are going to lead this next generation into a world that we get to go, it's going to require that we start to pay attention and that we own this lesson in manifesting, because all manifesting is, all dreaming is the ability to bring about. That's what we're here to do, to bring about. We are made in the image of God, and if He is a creator, so are we. If He can manifest the impossible, so can we. So today what I want to encourage you is I don't want you to resist the fear. I don't want you just to try to run away from it. I don't want you to pretend like it's not there. I want you to double down on the dreams that you have within you. If you have a dream to start that business, if you have a dream to write that book, if you have a dream for more passion and connection in your marriage, if you see injustices or things or systems or processes that are broken in your community or in your company, then here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Double down on those things. Put more attention to what's possible versus what's impossible. Put more attention on the vision versus everything else. Put more attention on your faith versus your fear. Put more attention on the dreams versus all of the doubt. Both are powerful, but not because one is more powerful than the other. It's only more powerful because it's whatever you choose to feed. So this week, I'm going to encourage you to own your responsibility in manifesting by paying attention. Double down, quadruple down, if that was a thing. Quadruple down on the things that are within you and watch as you start to build your future by paying attention today. Oh, and of course, don't forget to have these weekly encouraging messages sent direct to your phone. Text DREAM NOW to 22999. And then of course, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and then share this with one other dreamer who needs a lesson in manifesting their dreams.